You like Trump? Good girl. You like Biden? Alright, good evening. It's back with White Meters. I'm going to do this video here because I've had people send me meters and not have the line section on the back, and why I already got this stuff out, I might as well show it. Alright, let's say this is the back of the amp. Now, like I said, I take a DIN connector or type N or whatever the hell they call it. I don't know exactly what they call it, but this came on a meter when I got it. I actually bought a few of them and I cut them off. At the bottom of the thread, I took a Dremel tool with a round disc on it, and I went around this real easy, cut that off. You can do it with your bandsaw if you're real easy with it. It nicked it a couple times, but it didn't hurt nothing. Well, this way this won't slide out. But I use that. You can use one of the regular connectors and solder inside that somehow or another. I don't know. So I've seen some people take and use the regular connector that was on it and put a end. Let's see. Damn, I know I got some here. Oh. I've seen people take the regular one that goes on the radio. This ain't, goes on the meter. This ain't one of them. What's it in here? In the bag. Take the original one. This one actually fits the line section. I've seen people take these and force with a little ferrule in it and run the wire that was going to the relays. Of course, trim it off and shove it down in there where the connector's at, and then they run this to the, don't hook up nothing around there, run this to the relay, but have this sticking through the box, and it hooks to it like this. So this is actually going to be on the inside of the amp. It would be like this here. This is your amplifier. That's just a piece of what you call it, and you drill out a hole, and of course you're going to have to drill 4 holes for that, and they're not the same size as a SO239, so they're completely different size, won't fit. So if you take and put place of that hole back there, it won't work. It will not work in it. It'll slide through here, but it won't, the 4 holes won't line up for that. But say this is the inside, this is the outside of the amp. So if I was going to put this in, it would come through like this. It would be on the inside of it. That would be this part. It would come in here, and of course my 4 holes in there, so I could put the line section. Let's mark them off and punch them if I can get it punched through there. I might not be able to do but 2. I just so happen to have a hole punch that came from Harbor Freight years ago that might be able to get that through that. I don't see why it wouldn't. I gotta change the barrel out in it. Give me a minute to change this out. This is a pretty handy little tool, even though it's made in Wuhan, China, probably. Let's see. What size do we want to go with? Let's go with this one. Do I have a... I've misplaced a couple of barrels for these things. I got to go with the bigger one. I've misplaced a couple of these. But that screws up in there. It's the hole punch. You'll see as it goes how it does, how it works. You slide the actual thing down in there. Kind of awkward. But you have to get that up on that little thing there so it works that punch out. Then you got your screw goes in here. Once you do it a couple times you get used to it. It's got a gauge on it, but I don't know if that actually really works or not though. But anyways, I done marked my little things for my holes. Let's see if I can punch 4 in there. Like I said, this is a nice little tool. It's the new ones ain't quite as good as this one is, but you see that hole. Now on the back part of an amp, will you be able to use this? Probably not. But sometimes you're only as good as the tool you use. I've got told that a lot. Alright, those 4 holes is in there. Alright, so not that one. Not that one. Not this. Try this one. Alright. So your screws can go in there. Alright. You got your line section off of your bird watt meter. And say you done took it out of the watt meter and you want to put this on the back of it so you can run it remote. Alright. Like I said, imagine, use the imagination, boys and girls, that this is the back of an amplifier. And you done a good job drilling your holes and this, that, and the other, and you a good little Republican. Well, you got this in the back of it, and you want to put a line section. Well, you say, well, this seems pretty easy. Well, like I said, I've had to modify an end. I'm going to show you modify it or not. Either way you want to do it, I'm going to show you 2 different ways to do it. How to add a line section on the back of an amplifier. Like I said, the holes are different from where it's already in the back of it. For SO239, these are wider. Like, okay, you see this one, that fits it perfectly. The holes line up and everything. All the holes line up. Alright. Where's the SO239? A regular SO239, and I get another one out. Won't fit in the same hole there. See? See the 4 holes for the screws? They just don't line up. pretty much all you can do is after you done put this in here to put another one back in there to go back with a regular one is turn it at a 45-degree angle and then put 2 screws in it there. You really don't need 4. You could just do 2. I've seen plenty of people put these on with 2, but I'm just putting 4 for this time. Would I recommend putting 4? Yeah. I hate to talk like that, but that's the way people talk nowadays. You're answering your own self, but you gotta think about your own video. Alright, let's say you got it like this. I've seen people take a line section, pull this off, take the metal, and then that's the back of the amp, and then put this up on there and do that and tighten it down and say, well, I got it, but that little barrel in there will move back and forth some, so because you got this thickness, this metal in between it. So I don't know, I don't do it like that. I do it like this. Alright, I modified this end to this one, like a DN or type N or whatever the hell they call this. I don't know for sure. I take that, put that on there, take my back of my amp, put that on there, and then that's all I have to do is put my screws. I'm going to just put 1 in it for now. But I'd put all 4. Alright, that's securely to the back of that amp. It ain't going no damn where. It's securely to the back of that amp. And then from your relay going out, you hook it to that and sort it in there, and you're ready to go. That's the way I do it. Or either you can take, I've seen it done like this too. I didn't think of this. Now I thought of this one myself. Didn't nobody tell me about it, I don't think. Then again, I don't know. Maybe I've seen it in a dream. Maybe Martin Luther King, I Have a Dream, told me about it. I don't know. So you got that on there, you got this on here, and this is the back of your amp, remember that. You put your screw in, you put all 4 of them in, or 2 of them in. Alright, this is sitting on the inside of the amplifier. So it was this amplifier here, it would be sitting on the inside of that one, instead of being the back side of that SO239 in there like that. You got the female part, or the male part, whatever, I don't know. You got that setting up inside there. I call this the female part. But anyways, I had an amp come over here, and I don't know who done it, but it was a good idea. They took a SO259, and they had a piece of wire stuck down in there and soldered there. It was soldered there, nothing else but that. And then this was screwed up in there. And then this came over and hooked to the relay, like this one is here. This was this, and you could unhook this. You got to watch because you don't want to pull the tab off your relay. And you could unhook it, and you could take this out and clean it, do whatever you want it to, and you don't have to unsort or anything. You could just simply unhook it like you did your coax. That was in there like that. Or either, like you said, these little things here are high and you can do that, or you can do it like that and you can do it like this. This is if you got enough room. Some amps don't have the room. Some of them you got room. So you could take this and solder that to that. I ain't got it done like that, but you can solder that to that, tighten it down good, because this don't do anything. You're only reading that center section through there. The ground don't matter because you got the ground through the case to the thing, to the body of it. So yeah, that's another way you can do it. You see what I'm saying? There's two ways you can do it. There's probably another way you can do it. But I either use it like that. I guess you could cut off one of these around there, get the thread off of it, and use that sticking out there and solder a piece of wire up inside there. I do not know, but I would think that the Teflon could slide out being that way. I don't know. I don't know for sure. I ain't tried it that way. Or you could just put that up in there and solder. I guess you could put the wire in there and solder that in there, I guess. I don't see why you couldn't. And then feed this to your amp and then feed that to your thing. It could be done a lot of different ways. I've heard of people taking them apart and putting this over top of it and soldering this down in the little rod that goes through there. But I wouldn't want to do that. You can't never. You'd have to clean all that shit back up. I'd rather do it this way. This way, here, if you need to save room, because this don't stick out much more than this in the back of that. By the time that goes through the metal and all, it ends up to be about the same thickness. It's actually a little shorter because you got this on the back side. You save room. Plus you don't have that. You don't have this sticking out there like this and that. Will be sticking out that far. Hell, that's 2 inches. That's an inch and that's an inch. See, 2 inches sticking out versus this here. So I don't know. I just thought I'd show y'all that. And this is, like I said, this is just like a temporary. This is just a piece of metal imitating the back of an amplifier. That's instead of having one chopping it up and putting this on the back of it. I don't even have another old case. If I did, I'd do it on that. But yeah, that's how I would do it. Do it like that. They easily come off. Make sure they fit snugly in there, and if it don't, you can take like a punch and you can simply go in the middle, be easy, and push that open some, so when this does go up inside that little hole there, that's that center rod that goes through that the bird actually reads off of, stick that up in there. As far as I know, this will come out, but I wouldn't do it like this and then put this on the outside of it. I just wouldn't do it. And it could arc over and get in that inside there because it's open. I wouldn't do it. I'd do it like this here, like that, with the type in. I thought I had another one of these around. I'd cut that off for you, but evidently I don't. But like I said, like that, feed it through here and Put your screws in. Wham bam, thank you ma'am. You got it. That's how I do it. And that's how I've been doing it. That's how you do a feed through line section. So take it for what it's worth. That's the way I do it. If you do it a different way, it's all well and good. I don't know how it is, but maybe one of these days it'll come in and I'll see it. And that's all I can say. And if you want to comment down in the bottom, which you're going to do that whether I want you to or not, comment with and tell me how you do it. I ain't gonna get no big discussion about it, because like I said, I can do it this way and it achieve the same thing even if you do it a different way. It's gonna all end up to, y'all gonna end up in the same space. It don't really matter. And I'm a damn retard. I don't want that one on there. See, I messed up. Which one I want on there? Got two of them. Both of them's bird. This one looks newer. That one's new. I was sitting watching a video the other day and it was talking about how they came about with Phillips versus flat. I think flat was like one of the first ones, flat screwdriver, flat blade, whatever you want to call it. It was like one of the first ones that came out with. Is this going to fit back? And they was telling how Phillips come about and flat. I don't remember all of it, but it was kind of interesting how they came out with different heads. But they was saying that you could get more torque on a Phillips versus a flat, and then they came out with more information saying that you could get more on a flat than you could a Phillips. I think you get more I think I could get more torque on a flat. Now it walks out the side. See, a Phillips don't walk. See, a flat slip out. You end up getting in your hand and shit. But for its torque, I think I get more torque with a flathead. Y'all leave y'all's opinions in the comment. But to me, I mean, of course, if you was gonna have something that you could get real good torque on, be Allen head or torque head or something other like that. Most of my Allen heads, I use torque heads in it. That's just me. But I think I get more torque on a flathead. What do y'all think? This one's got Phillips on one side and flat on the other side. I don't know how that came about, but either or, don't matter. Like I said, y'all can do it either way you want. I think it was Soul Survivor. I don't know, you got Soul Searcher, He's a good dude. Soul Searcher, Super Soul, I like him. You got Soul Survivor. There's so many souls of something. But I think he came in with a amp that had one on it. Had one on, and it was this style. It had the wire in it, and they'd put it on that way. And I think Stickman done it. So, like I said, I didn't come up with that idea. I just seen that, and I've used it a few times after that. And then again, I've used it my way too. So I don't know which one was which. I just thought I'd show you. I thought that was kind of interesting to put a line section on the back of your amplifier and have it where it ain't all wibbly wobbly, and where you could these could come loose. I know you can tighten them down with pliers, but they'll still come loose. And then this sets so far from it, you ain't got nothing bracing it. I've seen people take and put pieces of metal up underneath it and brace them to the back of the amp, have it braced up there, have it braced to it. But that way is, I'd say that's the best way. If you have a different way, leave a comment, let me know, or make a video and I'll watch it. So y'all have a good day. Later.